Our next special form is the perfect square trinomial. And these are trinomials that when you factor them, you actually get the same factor twice. So it's something squared. I usually don't use the formulas. I usually just factor it like any other trinomial, because when these are all mixed together with other ones, I just go in and I try to factor by the AC method. I don't try to take the steps to identify, is this actually a perfect square trinomial, because your first term and your last term would have to be squares, and your middle term would have to be 2 times the square root of the first and last term. You can do that, but it takes a while, and in that same time I could just solve it by the AC method. So I really just treat these like an AC method, but in the back of my mind I need to be aware that it could be the same term twice, in which case it would be a perfect square trinomial. So here my AC would be 4, and my B would be 4. So again, A times C is the first times last term. So what two numbers do that? Well, 2 and 2. And that will happen when you're factoring perfect square trinomials. You get the same number here that you're going to use to break it up. So that'll be 2y and 2y. So I need to put a plus, and then 4y squared, and then plus 1. So out of the first two terms I can factor out a 2y, leaving me with 2y plus 1. And I have a 2y plus 1 here, and I have a 2y plus 1 here. They need to match. So I'm just going to put my own 1 and then write it like that, so that I can complete the factor by grouping. And you'll notice that they are the same factor. So I can write this as 2y plus 1 squared, because there are 2 of them. With question 18, my AC and my B, my AC is 9, my B is negative 6. So negative 3 times negative 3 gives me 9, but adds to be negative 6. So negative 3 and negative 3. Again, when you're doing these perfect square trinomials, they actually turn out to be the same number. So that is something to be aware of. Okay, so I need to put, I didn't put my x squareds. X squared plus 9, x to the 4th. So the fact that I have an x to the 4th and an x squared here, that's not really going to throw off the AC method at all. I just need to remember to put an x to the 4th here and x squareds here. So if I factor by grouping, I can take an x squared out of the first two, leaving me with an x squared minus 3. And then I can take a minus 3 out, leaving me with an x squared minus 3. And I get x squared minus 3 times x squared minus 3, which is x squared minus 3 squared. I have 2 of them. And that would be my answer.